Yeah. So right now with the Pink Floyd wall that we just installed from the fourth level of the museum, we are dealing with three components of it. First is the wall itself, which is owned by the museum. We need to do some cleaning. We don't need to do any repair work on that one. It's in good condition. Then there's the inflatable teacher. It's about 20 feet long. That needs some cleaning and some conservation work. We can do that ourselves. But then there is the three figures which are owned by Roger Waters, the Thomas Dolby figure, and the two pinks. They call it two pinks. They're all white now. So we need to re-dye those figures. For ourselves, we use something really simple: water and cloth. Really, that's all. The less chemical you use, the less detergent you use, the better. And really, it's all dusting anyway for the inflatable, and then, like I said, for the wall itself, it's really just cleaning. I mean, just really dusting. The pinks and the teacher, the Thomas Dolby figure, they're a little bit more complicated. So we're going to use a company that's familiar with Roger Waters. They're going to recommend these people to us. We don't know who they are yet. They are looking for them right now, and they're going to come to Cleveland and do the work themselves. We're just, sprucing up the collar, really, keeping it. I mean, giving back the collar, the pink collar. With the inflatable, though, we're going to look for an artist, local artist, who could do some blending of the colors, because we have a lot of the old paints that's kind of faded in some parts. So the challenge of that is how to blend the new paint with the old paint. So it's a trick that some artists probably will be able to figure out. We don't want it to look brand new. We just want to look like it's, we just want to correct some of the damage that exhibition has done to it, because of the site where it was. There's a lot of light, and so there's a lot of fading in some parts of the objects. Since the inflatable, since this entire exhibition has been with us since '95, we only deinstalled it twice during the time, and we never really stored it for a longer period than maybe 3 weeks. So this time it's going to be several months. So our challenge is how to store it and at the same time not damage it, because it's going to be folded. There's just no way to inflate it and hang it somewhere. It's just so huge. So what we did is we constructed a box with tubes going through it, and we snaked the item inside the box. And that way there's as little fold as possible. And it's going to be in a climate-controlled room in our warehouse. It's really just vinyl, it's a real simple material. It's something that you can find anywhere. The thing is that it's the age of the item, and where it was during exhibition, it really dried up a little bit. So any kind of fold might stay, the crease might stay. So that's our fear, that even if after we inflate it, you will still see the crease. And that's the challenge. We'll find out if we're successful. Well, actually, the wall itself and the big inflatable was made for the museum by the same people who made the Pink Floyd props. The two pinks and the I forgot the name. The Thomas Dolby figure are from Roger Waters himself, and they've used it in their tours before. And also, especially with the wall itself, there's just no way for us to use what they use on stage. They used a much bigger, bricks. They call it the bricks, and also after a tour, they've been, pretty much shattered, because up and down, and every week. It's very important for us to recreate that, because the things that the artifacts itself, a lot of the artifacts, especially the ones that were actually used by the artist, they have their patina, or what I call the battle scars, and those imperfections are important. They sometimes tell a story, how something got damaged, how something got scratched. So it tells you a little bit about the way it was used and how they were treated by the artists. Because during a concert, a lot of things could happen. And sometimes a little crack here and there could whip out a story from the artist. Like, hey, I did that, and this is a scene. The curators, that's their job, is to keep the story and to collect them and to retell them as much as accurate as possible, and with the help of the artifacts. There's a lot of things happen. There's a lot of research, a lot of interviews, a lot of pouring into pictures and videos. Even when we receive an artifact, just to figure out whether it's the authentic piece, we want to make sure that's what we're getting is actually the one that was used for a certain event or by this person. So we go to the family members, the artists themselves, the family members around them, the managers, people who know the history intimately. So we go to them and ask them, is this the real thing? Because we have found some objects that we were doubtful, and we would not show those things as long as we have any doubt. There's really no typical exhibition. We have a lot of exhibitions that are very opportunistic. Something comes up. For example, the John Lennon exhibition that we did in 2000. It was something that was never planned, was never in the books, and then suddenly we had a call that the collection is available to us. So we rearranged our schedule and did a real quick one. It was a real great exhibition too on John Lennon. But then there were some times where we have the luxury of time and we would research for months, and then sometimes just a few weeks. So it's really nothing typical. So within the division, the curatorial division, we have 3 sections. The curatorial, which are the curators, they're the storytellers. They're the ones who go out there and look for the artifacts, talk to the people. They know the story behind it. They're historians and a storyteller at the same time. So they're the ones who go out, find the object, and then find a story, put them together, and present it as an exhibition. Once they secure the artifacts, then it comes to the collections department people. Of course, definitely, if Bruce Springsteen walks in and he loves the exhibit, you feel real great. But even just walking around the gallery and seeing the people, the regular visitors, and pointing to something, and then you can see the interaction and they're enjoying it. I love walking around and listening in. Sometimes I tuck in my ID so they don't know that I was a staff member. I try to listen in, see what they're saying. So, and a lot of them are really positive, and that's what's great about the museum. Just about every age has something, there's something for them, and it's relevant. It's their story. I mean, I came from halfway around the globe, and my story with rock and roll is the same story as someone who was born in the United States. It's international. It's a global thing. When we were taking down the exhibition, I was there and I had to observe the work, and a lot of people would pass by and they were very disappointed. I mean, they were really upset sometimes that the wall is coming down. I never thought of it being that emotionally, affecting people, but people were sometimes angry even. And what's great about it is because that means it's relevant to them personally. It's not just something like a nice car, but it's actually because they want to show their kids that this, about this wall and tell the story. Yeah, definitely part of our job in Curatorial is to have this relationship with the donors and lenders. We need to establish trust. That's one thing. Because you're dealing with people who most likely never dealt with any museums in the past. This is the first time they'll deal with it. And then they're giving you stuff that are dear to their heart, to their family members. So there's something there. They're not just giving you money, they're giving you an artifact with a story behind it. And they want to make sure that you can be trusted. And so that sometimes is hard to establish. And once that's established, we really take care of that relationship. Money definitely is the best way to help the museum in terms of preserving collections,